Welcome to How Time Flies for February 2019, and boy, as we often say, time does fly, and January seemed to go by pretty fast. I'm Brian Leslie, along with Carla Scovell, the Executive Director here at the High Plains, and you know, sometimes January kind of drags by. We're in the middle of winter, but this time it really seemed to fly by.
It did. It's a blur in our rearview mirror, that's
amazing.
For sure.
We had a great High Plains live event. I mean, sold out house. Kenny Putnam was on stage with Gordy Pratt and Dallas Sellers, and what a nice event that was.
It really was. Everyone commented about how wonderful it was to see this place filled to the brim. Yeah. And it was also, you know, I guess a difficult thing too to have to turn people away at the door and bear that bad news. But the good news is,
yes, we have. Yes, that's right. You know, Kenny has graciously offered to work with us to come back later this year or early next year, also with his band, and perform on stage here at the High Plains. So we're looking forward to that. So thank you to Pioneer Bank and Trust, the Clarkson Family Foundation, who helped sponsor that event, to City Brew Spearfish, and as always to the great group at Perkins and Spearfish for providing all the goodies.
I'll say.
Yeah, that's awesome stuff.
You know, Brian, too, we need to mention just how much it helps us when people do buy tickets to have a sellout event like that and show support for our monthly concerts. That has been a growing event that we do here, and it was much demanded. And you know, when 3 years ago, getting this up and running, we couldn't keep it going if it wasn't for people actually coming and supporting the event. So.
Sure, and they'll have another opportunity in February.
Yeah.
Back by popular demand is Lyle Berry and his band. Who are going to be back on stage on the 17th of February, 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday. We'll have goodies, have coffee and door prizes. Great music. That was, I like to say, it's like music when music was fun. That's the kind of music that Lyle plays, and you've heard him before, I'm sure. But $10 for a ticket right after Valentine's Day, so if you didn't do anything for your sweetheart, or if you'd like to do something else, just buy a couple of tickets and come out and make a date of it.
That's right, and you can get reserve seats too for $15. Just give us a call here at the Heritage Center for a reserve seat, though.
Reserve seats, $15, available by phone or in person at the center. You can get $10 general admission tickets online if you'd like to get them that way too. So that's coming up in February. Boy, at the very end of January, you had quite an event here with several museum directors from this area that I don't think you've ever done anything like that before, have you?
No, we offered a training for area museums. So 13 area museums participated, not just the directors, but also employees that work with Past Perfect software. So Deadwood History partnered with us, and Carolyn Weber was generous enough to send one of her employees, very knowledgeable Rachel Lovelace Portal, to give us 2 hours worth of her knowledge and experience that really will help the museums, you know, develop their inventory online.
Just appreciative to everybody that made that happen.
That's right, and Rick Mills hosted his area museum meeting at the same time. It was just a great time of networking.
Some people to thank here for January snow removal. I think Al's Construction.
Yes, once again, they came through for us.
Yeah,
greatly appreciated.
Well, let's look forward again to February. One thing that we're going to talk about, the bookstore, we're extending the sale, aren't we? 30% off?
Yes, we've been having that through January to kick off the year. 30% off almost every item in our bookstore. 50% off on some items as well.
And new items too.
Yeah, and new items as well. Oh, Angelique Mills has brought her hat sets, her handmade wool hats, earrings, and scarf sets here for the first time, so that'll be fun. That'll be a beautiful present for a Valentine gift. It
really would, absolutely. Yeah. Another good gift for the center here is our memberships too, and those are so important. And Carla, why don't you talk about that?
Yes, if this is a great time to get a membership that would last you all year, or a season pass. It would also help us greatly here in our quiet time of year when we don't see a lot of guests, but it benefits you and your family. So if you need more information, you can get that online. We're also going to be attaching, aren't we?
To this e-newsletter, we're going to be putting a form for membership, so be looking for that in the PDF in this e-newsletter. Also, of note, if you're coming out to the museum to visit, there's some new things to see in the rifle case.
Yes, we are really grateful for Joe and Doris Schenk came to our back door not too long ago with a beautiful Civil War era rifle that's been in their family. So that is now on loan on display in our rifle case. Also, too, we're privileged to have received a donation of 2 rifles from Doug Schleybaugh. One is an old Savage that was used by a Yellowstone deputy and a Winchester that we're going to be finding some more information up.
You know, and rifle cleaning is such an important thing while we're speaking of rifles. We had some help there too.
Yes, Butch Potterville and his friend Dean Wilson spent several hours on 2 different days.
They did.
One at a time. I think they enjoyed actually handling the rifles. But no, we are very appreciative of the time they took to detail clean those rifles.
All right.
Thank you to Butch and Dean.
Going on in February is also, we have 2 more days of the Western movie matinees coming up.
Yes, we do. In fact, the first Saturday in February with The Quick and the Dead, featuring Sam Elliott. That's a Louis L'Amour novel. Then the second one will be The Cowboy with Glenn Ford and Alan Ladd.
But then we're going to begin our speaker series, and boy, right out of the box, we've got a heavy hitter, so to speak.
Paul Horsted coming up to speak on his book and his research on national parks yesterday and today.
Come and learn some history of our national parks.
Yeah, and kicking us off because we have 6 great speakers this year.
That's right.
And also, we're going to be, this will be on our a later newsletter, but just to whet your appetite, we're also going to add, South Dakota Public Broadcasting is going to be showing a screening of their new documentary called Vanishing Towns of South Dakota. And we'll have some great area speakers along with that. That'll be in April.
You know, also want to talk about a new volunteer that you've got.
Yes, we had Carol Lucking as a young lady that moved here from Colorado. Her husband had taken a job locally and she works from home. And she had worked in museums down in Colorado, the art museum there and a museum in Broomfield, and has volunteered to help us with our sessions. So Larry Miller is very glad to have her. She's working alongside him and Mike Madler. They're filling in that gap that Bobby Sago had left.
Yeah, and she had some pretty big shoes to fill.
Yeah,
she was a wonderful asset to the High Plains, so we miss her. Yeah.
We do, but we're welcome to Carol.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that'll wrap it up for this month's edition of How Time Flies. I'm Brian along with Carla, and we'll see you next month.